As a former law enforcement of the New York City Police Department, I'm going to explain to you right now why the Trump trial in New York is based on a lie and why it's bullshit. Now, I'm going to give you two things. One is the fact that they took a misdemeanor and upgraded it to a felony. So, I was a cop for over 20 years and I don't know of any cases. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say it doesn't happen, but I don't know of any cases where they took a misdemeanor and upgraded to a felony. I even went and spoke to a couple friends and asked them, former law enforcement officers, retired, present guys that are on the job, and asked them, do you know of any time in your career, and these are guys with 15, 20, 25, 30 years on the job, do you know of any time that a misdemeanor was upgraded to a felony? And none of them can recall any time in their careers that this happened. So, but what they do respond and say, we know of plenty times that felonies were dropped or lowered to misdemeanors. So that in itself right there proves that this is a hoax, a BS, and anything else you want to call it. The second thing, and this is big, this is where I know that this whole thing is a sham. As a New York City police officer, if you ever testified and you perjured yourself, what would happen to you and what happens to your case is it will totally be thrown out. You as a police officer would be fired. And the thing that they do with those cases is they go back to all your cases. They go back to all the cases that you ever had and they do an investigation on them and they usually just throw out all the rest of those cases. Instead, what's happening in the Trump trial is Michael Cohen is a serial perjurer. He's perjured himself at least 6 times on record right now that we know of. Yet, he is the main witness in this Trump trial. They're using him again, even though he's been proven to be a serial perjurer over and over and over. So how is it in New York City, if a cop perjures himself, they go back to all his cases, they throw him out, he's fired, and they will never let him testify again. Even if it's a case in the future, let's say he's long gone and they find out a case that he did and it goes to trial, he will not be allowed to be called on that case. This is why I tell you all this is a sham or hoax and BS. And I ask anyone, lawyers, anyone in New York City, prove me wrong.